Blessings. Today we bring you 15 challenging questions to test your knowledge of God's Word. Before we begin, subscribe and share to spread the wisdom of the Scriptures. Are you ready? Let's begin.
According to the Gospel of John, what was the first miracle Jesus performed? A. Turned water into wine. B. Healed the blind. C. Raised the dead. D. Multiplied the loaves and fish. Time to think. And the correct answer is turned water into wine. John chapter 2, verse 9 says, "When the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine, he did not realize where it had come from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew. Then he called the bridegroom aside. Who were the brothers and fishermen by trade that Jesus called to be his disciples? A. Peter and John. B. James and John. C. Peter and Andrew. D. Andrew and Philip. Time to think. And the correct answer is Peter and Andrew. Matthew chapter 4, verse 18 says, "As Jesus was walking beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon called Peter and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen." How many of Jesus' apostles were at the Last Supper? A. 12. B. 15. C. 7. D. 10. Time to think. And the correct answer is 12. Luke chapter 6, verses 12 to 49 say, "When morning came, he called his disciples to him and chose 12 of them, whom he also designated apostles. Who was turned into a pillar of salt? A. Lot's wife. B. Sarah. C. Rebecca. D. Hagar. Time to think. And the correct answer is Lot's wife. Genesis chapter 19, verse 26 says, "But Lot's wife looked back, and she became a pillar of salt." To whom did Jesus say, "Get behind me, Satan"? A. Judas. B. James. C. Peter. D. John. Time to think. And the correct answer is Peter. Matthew chapter 16, verse 23 says, Jesus turned and said to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan! You are a stumbling block to me. You do not have in mind concerns of God, but merely human concerns." Who was a Roman centurion with great faith, whose servant was healed by Jesus? A. Centurion Marcus. B. Centurion Claudius. C. Centurion Julius. D. Centurion Cornelius. Time to think. And the correct answer is Centurion Cornelius. Matthew chapter 8, verse 10 says, "When Jesus heard this, he was amazed and said to those following him, 'Truly I tell you, I have not found anyone in Israel with such great faith.'" How many times did Peter deny Jesus? A. 3. B. 2. C. 1. D. 4. Time to think. And the correct answer is 3. Matthew chapter 26, verse 34 says, "Truly I tell you, this very night, before the rooster crows, you'll disown me 3 times." Which disciple doubted Jesus' resurrection until he saw him with his own eyes? A. James. B. Peter. C. John. D. Thomas. Time to think. And the correct answer is Thomas. John chapter 20, verse 25 says, So the other disciples told him, We have seen the Lord. But he said to them, Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my finger where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe. What did God create on the first day of creation? A. Light. B. Land animals. C. Birds of the air. D. Fish of the sea. Time to think. And the correct answer is light. Genesis chapter 1, verses 3 to 5 say, And God said, Let there be light. And there was light. God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. Who is known for his strength and long hair? A. Samson. B. Solomon. C. David. D. Saul. Time to think. And the correct answer is Samson. Judges chapter 16, verse 17 says, So he told her everything. No razor has ever been used on my head, he said, because I have been a Nazirite dedicated to God from my mother's womb. If my head were shaved, my strength would leave me, and I would become as weak as any other man. Who preached at Pentecost, leading to the baptism of about 3,000 souls. A. John. B. Matthew. C. Peter. D. Philip. Time to think. And the correct answer is Peter. Acts chapter 2, verses 14 to 41 say, Then Peter stood up with the 11, raised his voice, and addressed the crowd. According to the Gospel of Matthew, what did Jesus say is the second greatest commandment? A. Love your neighbor as yourself. B. Honor your father and mother. C. You shall have no other gods before me. D. You shall not kill. Time to think. And the correct answer is, love your neighbor as yourself. Matthew chapter 22, verses 37 to 39 say, Jesus replied, Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. What did Jesus say is the new commandment he gave his disciples? A. Love one another. B. Observe the Sabbath. C. Pray without ceasing. D. Fast regularly. Time to think. And the correct answer is, love one another. John chapter 13, verse 34 says, A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. What did Jesus use to feed the crowd of 4,000 people? A. Fish and bread. B. Wine and cheese. C. Dates and figs. D. Lamb and barley. Time to think. And the correct answer is fish and bread. Matthew chapter 15, verse 34 says, Jesus asked, How many loaves do you have? 7, they replied, and a few small fish. Who was known as the weeping prophet? A. Jeremiah. B. Isaiah. C. Daniel. D. Ezekiel. Time to think. And the correct answer is Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 1 says, "Oh, that my head were a spring of water, and my eyes a fountain of tears. I would weep day and night for the slain of my people."
Blessings. Today you will hear 14 Bible characters speaking in the first person, and your mission is to discover who they are. Before we begin, subscribe and share to help us spread the wisdom of the Scriptures. Are you ready? Let's begin.